In this video, we hope to help you define who is buying your products, why they are buying them, how they are becoming aware of your products and services, and how all this information helps build successful content for your company. Here is the process of creating a buyer persona. You can begin with answering some basic questions found in the buyer persona workbook. Once you have these questions answered, circle back and fill in all of the details with implicit data relevant to each of your personas. Ideally, you will gather this data via in-person interviews and surveys as your relationship builds with current customers. Some of the most pressing questions include, what role does this person play in life? What's their age? What are their likes and dislikes? Where do they work? Whom do they work for? What are their ideal goals? What are their personal goals? What are their work-assigned goals? What challenges do they face day in and day out? How do they get their information? What channels do they use? What is their education level? Which demographic niche do they belong to? What could be important in their consumer process? The list seems long, but stick to it. These questions are devised to pull the necessary information so you can develop the most beneficial buyer persona. Remember, your buyer persona profiles are evergreen documents, and they should be updated as new information becomes available. When you're creating your business's persona, or when you're just freshening it up, it is key to understand you're not creating a character that you're going to sell a product or service to. Rather, it's going to be somebody you're going to target in your big picture marketing. This is true regardless of whether you are an average-sized marketing department, an entire company, or a small business with a modest marketing budget. When creating your buyer persona, remember that it will assist in each part of the inbound methodology. The profiles should help drive your marketing strategy, your content development, and the information you will use to delight customers. As a side note, your marketing strategy and content should be based on both the buyer's journey, that is, where a specific buyer is located in their decision process, the buyer persona, and the inbound methodology. Your primary buyer is who you are trying to reach, your ideal customer. Creating content for your buyer persona profile will help you achieve your business goals. You want to set your goals prior to creating your buyer persona, since you will want your persona to be aligned with your big picture business goals. It is probably a good idea to order your buyer personas in a primary and secondary manner. Be sure your primary buyer profiles are well defined and researched prior to diving into the secondary profiles. It is important to keep in mind the relativity to each stage of the buyer's journey, the particular characteristics you have distinguished in your buyer persona profile, and the steps along the inbound marketing path to ensure content success. Once you realize and see the value and uses of buyer information and why the details are so important, you will begin to understand and master how to develop a useful and successful persona for your business. Good luck with creating your buyer personas. We know you will do a spectacular job. If you find yourself hung up and needing assistance creating buyer personas for your business, check out the Direct Images Interactive Buyer Persona Workbook for a comprehensive guide to building out effective and informative buyer persona profiles.